understand is, why are fire trucks using sirens between 3 and 6 a.m.? There's no one outside. There's no one outside. No one's driving around the middle of the mountains at 3:30 in the morning. My sleep cycle was way off. It was 80 degrees at 1:30 this morning, but it was given 90. And everybody was awake. I did not go to sleep till 3 o'clock in the morning. It was 6 o'clock in the morning, and I'm up again. I had plans this morning, but I am tired. I don't think those things are going to happen. I gave it a go. I'm trying to be like this. That's where I'm supposed to be right now. You know what I cannot stand? I don't like when you tell someone that they've done something to you, and their response is, I'm sorry you feel unheard. I'm sorry you feel like you've been wronged. What? This is not about how I feel. This is about what you did. How about what I hear you saying is I did this. This is how I will change. How about an acknowledgement of what you're doing? How about you just change the behavior? Like, I cannot stand excuses. Why? Don't give me an excuse. Like, when my kids do that, I have zero tolerance for it. If I'm telling you to close the door and you leave the door open, I don't need to hear an explanation about why you left the door open. I don't need the backstory to why you left the door open. Considering the air conditioning is on, there's a sign on the door that says, keep the door closed. And every single day, at least 4 times a day, I have to tell all 3 of y'all to close the door. At this point, apologies are null and void. What is your apology? But a worthless, what are you trying to satiate me? You trying to just let me close the subject? That's supposed to, oh, okay, that'll do. That'll do. Like, no, it won't do. How about you change the behavior? Because every time that somebody tells me that I'm doing something that needs to change, I do it. Why is it that mom has to change and mom needs to acknowledge emotions and mom needs to acknowledge feelings, but y'all won't do the simple things I ask you to do? Keep the door closed, wipe your hair off of the shower wall when you wash your hair. Why am I always having to clean up behind people? Why are y'all sitting around in a group laughing at me acting like I have a mental health issue? Like I'm OCD? I'm OCD because I want my house spotless. So you don't see y'all not cleaning up behind yourselves as a mental issue, but you see me cleaning up behind y'all as a mental issue. Okay. Okay. Am I making hot chocolate in 90-degree weather? Yes, I am. Because chocolate is an antidepressant to me. Okay? It's worth it. Cocoa powder has a tendency to clump. That's why when you're making a chocolate cake, you want to sift your cocoa powder before you try to make like chocolate frosting or anything. Even you should do it with brownies, but I don't usually do that with brownies. And I don't usually have clumping issues that I can remember when I make that. I put peanut butter in my hot chocolate. And I don't buy the pre-made stuff. It tastes so much better when you make it at home. And plus, I buy this hot cocoa off of Amazon. I use 3 different brands depending on how much money I have that month and what's available. And it's also antioxidant powder. It's not just hot chocolate. So I'm getting my minerals and my mental health benefits. Because, baby, don't nothing hit like chocolate. I'm trying to tell you. Man, I used to stash non-dairy chocolate in my closet in my room, and I would use it to bribe my son to do stuff that he did not want to do, because he loved chocolate just as me. So much of my happiness, not my joy, because joy I have on the inside all the time, even on my sad days, but happiness comes from such the small things, like a nice cup of hot chocolate. It's the same 3 things every day. Hair being left on the shower walls, them not closing the freaking doors, them not remembering to lock the freaking doors at night, and stacking your dishes on the side of the sink. Like, go ahead and soak them in the bleach water, but circle back and wash your dishes. They know how I am about the house being clean. I wash dishes anywhere between 5 and 7 times a day. They're not my dishes, but I don't want dishes stacked up in my house. So, they will stand there and have discussions and arguments over which dish belongs to whom. Are you freaking kidding me? Y'all see me washing dishes every day, all day long. Dishes that are not mine. Why are y'all having this discussion? Just pitch in. You have no other responsibilities. You don't have to pay bills. You don't have to worry about your own life. That's all on me. So why can't you do these simple things that I ask? It's just it frustrates me. And they don't seem to take it seriously. No, I don't see anybody taking it seriously. And then y'all want to act like I'm going overboard. I've literally had the same conversation with y'all, sometimes calmly, sometimes not, every single day for like the past 2 years. I'm fussing at them right now about the same things I've been talking to them about since 2023. But I'm the problem? Don't yell at you? No. You're going to get cussed out at this point. I feel like sometimes I get pushed to a point where I have to make a decision. Am I going to do something extreme to make a point? And I've had to do that before because I'm not being heard. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. At this point, this is not a reflection of me. This is a reflection of you. And you know what I'm about to do? I'm not talking to them about anything else except this. Every time they try to talk to me, I'm going to bring this up until the behavior changes. I don't want to talk about nothing else but this. I'm going to repeat myself until they go mad and they can't do nothing but remember the shit that I said. That's what I'm finna do. I don't have nothing to say to anybody outside of clean the dishes, get your hair off the wall, remember to lock the door. I'm just going to keep saying it like I'm a sped or something. I'm just going to keep saying it over and over. You think I'm joking? I'm really not joking. I am that extreme. You see, I put a lot of work in. To whatever goal I have, I'm going to put the work in. I put a lot of hours into studying, researching, developing my body, working on my spirit, okay? You're not just going to come up in here and reap the benefits of my hard work. Absolutely not. I do the most to get what I want. That, for resources, anything. We've been in some tight spots that your average person wouldn't have been able to get their family out of. And I did that. All praise to the Most High. All praise always goes to the Most High. But on a human level, I did that. Nobody did that for me. I did that for us. Okay? So I'm going to need a little bit of respect around here. In the form of, do what I ask you to do. It's very simple. In real life, you looking pretty sweet. You don't have any responsibilities. I've been on my own since I was 14. I've been working since I was 14. I had my own place when I was 14. I got kicked out of my home at 14. Okay? I've been grown and on my own for a long time. So to see these little soft-ass kids want to be crying about everything every 15 minutes, can't remember to do shit, and always want to complain, I'm not having it. And I don't want to have any more conversations outside of, you need to tighten it up. Tighten it up. And they're so defensive. I don't understand why these kids nowadays are so defensive. If you feel like you need to apologize for your behavior, that means that in your mind you have acknowledged that you are wrong. So why would you turn around and try to defend that behavior if you know that you're wrong? What are you defending? And how do you think that makes you look? You so worried about your image, but you want to sit up here and argue with an old woman about some shit that you know you're wrong about. It's no argument. STF you and do better. Like me, the type of person I am, I like to be successful out of spite. Like, if you tell me that I'm wrong about something, not only am I going to improve that, I'm going to improve like 15 other things. So I don't understand why you just keep being degenerate every day. Like, why you keep doing the same dumb shit and crying about me fussing at you, but nothing clicked off in your head. Maybe let me do better so she ain't got nothing to say, so I can be like, yeah, I'm better than you. Like, that's the attitude I would have. If I was my own teenager and I was my mom, that's what I would do. I would never give my mom ammunition to have something to say about me. I would be better than her. And then I would be like, look, I'm even better than you. That's how my mom works. Why are you okay with keep doing the same shit? You know you're wrong. Like, I don't even understand it. Why would you just not change the behavior? But you want to put more energy into complaining about me, saying that I'm irky. Me telling you that you're wrong and you continuing to do the wrong shit for 2 years is not me being irky. Are you for real? Are you for real right now? I'll be wanting to choke them kids. That whole, oh, we were separated for 8 years, bullshit has gone out the window. There's no excuse for your behavior. We're not using none of our childhood trauma as an excuse for our behavior. You not washing the dishes don't have shit to do with me not having custody of you for 8 years. And they haven't said this, but it's like, I feel like, I'm saying this because when you experience something traumatic, you stay that way emotionally, a lot of times psychologically at that age, okay? But you've been in therapy long enough, we've done the work long enough that you know what you're doing and you need to grab a hold of yourself in that moment and change the behavior. There's no way you forgot to do something that you've been told to do every day, all day, for 2 years straight. That would be like me saying that I forgot my middle name, I forgot my address, I don't know my phone number. Be for real. Be for real. If you'll remember from my last episode, I went to apply for a utility grant because we had a shut off. But the grant also goes towards our utility bills every month for the next year. But when you apply, if you owe money for your utilities, they will pay it off. So I always like to call to make sure that the agency has sent over the proper paperwork. Now, I went on Monday. It's Wednesday. The day that I applied, they were supposed to send an email to my utility provider to let them know that the grant was pending, and then my utility provider puts a hold on the cutoff. People are people. Jobs don't always get done. Your paperwork might get left on the desk. Somebody might leave early. Somebody might not come in. I like to always make sure that everything's been sent where it's supposed to go on time. So if I don't hear back from them today, I will just go in tomorrow morning and make sure they send the email. I made sure to call the place that gave me the grant. I left a message. I sent them an email. I also called my utility provider. And if I don't hear anything back from anyone by the morning, I will just go up there in person. This is what I do for my own peace of mind, so that I know that I'm doing everything within my control for everything to go well, because I can't just depend on other people, because it's not their life, it's just their job. My life is my job. Speaking about jobs, you know what isn't my job? Worrying. When I was in the shower, I was just in there closing my eyes and meditating, since I've determined that it's easier for me to meditate in water than it is on land. I pictured myself in a waiting room, and I had a ticket. It had a number on it. It was numbers and letters. Now, it was like a waiting room. I look around, and there's other people in this waiting room, and they're just sitting there, and they all have numbers. But in this waiting room, there's like little activities that you can do to pass the time. And I realized that this vision was about waiting on my goals to manifest. I kind of feel like, you know how people say, if it's meant for you, nothing can take it from you? I kind of feel like I need to stop worrying about when things are going to happen. I don't feel like that's my job. I feel like that's God's job, divine timing and all of that. I read a quote yesterday that said, you're being used at the level you're at right now. And what you need to do is prepare for what you've asked for to come, so that you are ready to receive it and not squander it. And to look around and maintain and be grateful for what you have. If you're busy focusing on that, you're not focusing on how you're going to get where you want to go. So going back to this vision of being in the waiting room, I'm looking around and I'm seeing all these people's numbers get called. And they go in and they get their baby that they've wished for, they get their new house, they get the new job that they want, or they find the love of their life. And I'm looking around like, this is what it's like, waiting for your dreams to manifest. I'm looking around at other people having their goals reached, and I'm looking down at my ticket wondering when my number is going to be called. But the big takeaway from that is, your number is going to be called. You already have the ticket. So now it's just a matter of, what can I do with my time now to prepare myself for when my number is called? I look around and there's all types of things in that waiting room. There's books to read. There's exercise equipment. There's a little kitchen where you can cook. There's a little playroom. So this is the visual that I have now moving forward. I'm looking forward to seeing if I can maintain this state of mind, because I can have these grand epiphanies and then I'll go to sleep and I'll wake up and it's like my memory's been wiped. It's almost as if my memory has actually been wiped and we're right back to lack frequency and nervousness and anxiety and self-doubt. And it's like, those things did not come from me. I remember being very young and being very confident. Gradually, people would chip away at my confidence and tell me that I couldn't be anything, or that I wouldn't accomplish my goals, or that my goals were weird or silly or stupid. And after a while, I started to believe that and found that it was easier to just morph myself into whatever version of me that people would accept at the time. But those days are over. Like, I can't afford to care about being what people want me to be. I want to be what God wants me to be. I'm not even going to hold you. And I don't know if that sounds corny or not, but that's how I feel. Because to me, God is my parent. Because I don't have parents. My adopted parents adopted me trying to fix their relationship. They had an abusive relationship. They abused me. And then when they broke up, they acted like I didn't exist. And they just went on with life and kind of just left me to roam in the street from on my own because they had no emotional connection to me. I'm not their child. And I didn't find out I was adopted till I was like 7 or 11. But either way, they told me on my birthday. They told me on my freaking birthday. So to me, nature and God, they're my parents. So it matters to me that they see me taking good care of my kids, that they see me taking good care of the earth, that they see me taking good care of myself. I study to show myself approved, and I try very, very hard every day to make the right decisions. I'm so full of pain and anger, and I'm so protective of what I've built. I have to be careful not to isolate myself too much from the world because I still want to grow. And I do need to put myself in uncomfortable spaces so I can grow and learn more. And I'm getting there. The longer you stay with me, you'll see my growth and you'll see me gradually come out of my shell and you'll see me fall and get back up. You'll see me try things that won't work and then try something else because I'm in this for the long haul. I don't give a care if I only get 30 views on each video for the next 3 years. It's just going to have to be that because it's not in me to give up. I didn't start this to fail. I didn't come here to struggle, and I'm not going to give up. It's just not in my DNA. I love you. I appreciate you spending time here with me. If you would like to check out my music, my artist name is The Fury of Abyss. And yeah, that's about it. Still can't bring myself to say like, share, subscribe. I just can't. I'm not a YouTuber. I'm just a mom that makes music and does YouTube. I don't want to put myself in a box. And I don't want to be like everybody else. And of all the classes I've taken about YouTube and all the seminars and all the reading and all the training, there's still certain things that I'm just not willing to do because when I see other people do them, they cringe me out. And I get that this is a business, but this was more than a business for me. This is a passion. This is a drive. This is a gift. And I'll get it back in kind. I love you, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.